Spring forward, fall back. That's the daylight saving time mantra, but why do we change the clocks anyway? Does it really help anyone? It's a twice-a-year ritual.
A reminder, daylight saving time.
Set those clocks ahead.
Moving the clocks ahead 1 hour onto daylight saving time in the spring, and then back again to standard time in the fall.
The idea was, by moving the clocks forward, we'd be shifting an hour of daylight into the evening hour when we could really use it. But where did that idea come from?
I know it started because of farmers. I'm almost sure of that.
It gives them extra time to plant, extra time to harvest.
I remember years ago hearing that it was for the farm people.
But this farm couple was surprised to hear that.
Really?
Really? I thought it was commerce.
Indiana sheep farmers Alice and Pierce McKinney don't even rely on the clock. They're up in the pre-dawn darkness each day to feed their sheep and baby lambs, no matter what time it is.
We don't use an alarm. Getting up's like sneezing.
In fact, when the state of Indiana voted recently to join the rest of us in daylight saving time, many of their fellow farmers actually lobbied against it.
We did fight pretty hard not to have it.
As president of the Indiana Farmers Union, Jim Benham heard his members loud and clear.
I know really no farmer that I'm aware of that benefits from actually farm activities having daylight savings time.
You must understand that farmers don't like change. This growing old's kind of getting on me.
Who's growing old?
Well, not you, but I mean, it happens.
So it's a myth that we follow daylight saving time to help out the farmers. It seems the real reason Congress asked us to switch our clocks back and forth is to save on energy, an idea that can be traced all the way back to Benjamin Franklin, and he said it jokingly as a way to save on candle usage. But what if we told you that even the energy saving part might be a myth? Saving electricity was the reason the U.S. first tried national daylight saving during the World Wars. But as these movie theater ads from the 1930s and 40s show, many thought it was a bad idea.
You see, in this daylight saving thing, when it's 5 o'clock, it's 6. When it's 6, it's 7. When it's 7, it's 8.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. What do you think I am, an adding machine?
Despite the ridicule, the energy crisis of the 70s led Congress to promote daylight saving time again. Their reason? By moving an hour of light into the evening, we would use less energy for heating and lighting our homes. So we were surprised to hear from this man. Daylight savings time saves energy. Definitely an energy saver. We wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. True or false?
What's surprising is that there's very little evidence to support that claim.
Economist Matthew Kotchin of the University of California says Congress has supported and even extended daylight saving time for decades, based largely on one flawed 1970s study.
The results were found to be not statistically significant.
How do you lay a success claim to a policy if the answer to the question is within the margin of error?
I think you're going to have to ask the politicians to give you an answer for that one.
So we did.
To extend daylight savings time.
Congressman Ed Markey of Massachusetts has supported daylight saving time since the 80s.
Do we really save energy in 2008 by changing time?
I don't think there's any question that we do save energy by moving the hour to the evening.
But new research found just the opposite. After Indiana went through its first statewide daylight saving time in 2006, Matthew Kotchin was able to compare power use by homeowners before and after. He was surprised to find people used more. Yes, more power.
Residential electricity increased between 1% to 4%.
Why? Well, thanks to the law of unintended consequences, moving an hour of sunlight to summer evenings could mean something not thought of, running the air conditioner an extra hour. Markey says these findings don't apply to the whole country and points out that daylight saving had other benefits, including fewer pedestrian traffic deaths.
And by the way, it also reduces the crime rate because criminals tend not to work when it's still daylight. So if you can move the sunshine to the evening, believe it or not, it reduces the crime rate in the evening because they wait until it gets a little bit darker.
We have studies on lazy criminals?
Oh yeah, they just don't like that 5 a.m. work shift, you know.
And Markey says a soon-to-be-released energy study could prove him right about daylight saving time. And even if it doesn't,
it still brings a smile to people's faces.
And many Indiana farmers now agree. The Farmers Union has dropped their opposition, and no one seems to mind.